Kung talagang hindi natin tanggap, no, yung sinabi sa atin at labis dun sa kaya nating i-absorb, no, sa sarili natin, we report it. We report to the proper authorities.
Did you know that catcalling and street harassment of any kind is already punishable by imprisonment here in Manila? The House of Representatives approved on third and final reading of the House Bill 8794, or the Safe Street, Public and Online Spaces Act. This bill seeks to protect the citizens from gender-based harassment of different forms on the streets, public spaces, and online. These acts of harassment are committed through any unwanted and uninvited sexual actions or remarks against any person that result or will likely result to an invasion of the victim's sense of personal safety, regardless of the motive for committing such action or remark. The Senate already approved this act in October 2018, which means the bill will now go to the Bicameral Conference Committee so lawmakers can finalize varying provisions of their versions. So what are the prohibited acts and the corresponding punishments? Cursing, wolf whistling, catcalling, leering and intrusive gazing, taunting, unwanted invitations, misogynistic and sexist slurs, persistent unwanted comments on one's appearance, relentless requests for one's personal details, the use of words, gestures, or actions that ridicule on the basis of sex, gender, or sexual orientation, identity, and expression, the persistent telling of sexual jokes, the use of sexual names, comments, and demands, any statement that has made an invasion on a person's personal space or threatens the person's sense of personal safety. The punishments. First offense, 10,000 pesos fine or 12-hour community service with mandatory attendance in a gender sensitivity seminar. Second offense, 1 day to 10 days in prison or 20,000 pesos fine. Third offense, 11 to 20 days in prison or 30,000 pesos fine. For acts such as making offensive and disrespectful body gestures at someone or exposing private parts, first offense, 30,000 pesos fine and 12-hour community service with mandatory attendance in a gender sensitivity seminar. Second offense, 11 to 20 days in prison or 40,000 pesos fine. Third offense, 4 to 6 months in prison or 50,000 pesos fine. For acts like stalking as well as offensive body gestures and exposure of private parts accompanied by touching, pinching, or brushing against the body of the offended person, or touching, pinching, or brushing against the genitalia, face, arms, anus, groin, breasts, inner thighs, face, buttocks, or any part of the victim's body. First offense, 11 to 20 days in prison or 100,000 pesos fine and mandatory attendance in a gender sensitivity seminar. Second offense, 2 to 4 months in prison or 150,000 pesos fine. Third offense, 4 to 6 months in prison or 200,000 pesos fine. For gender-based online sexual harassment, 2 years to 4 years and 2 months in prison or 100,000 to 500,000 peso fine. Always remember that no one will be a victim if no one will let anyone victimize them. If you're experiencing any kind of street harassment, you can contact these numbers backed up with the necessary documentation. We ask so you may know. To feature so you may appreciate. We inform so you may decide. Balance so you may judge. I'm Troy Ziranara and this is CBRC News Live Current Events. Good evening.